Okay, this time on Five Sounds Realty TV, we are in Mann Harbor, North Carolina. I think specifically 340 Cahoon Road. This is the driveway coming in. I call it a driveway, but it's the road actually for the homes up here. It looks kind of nice up here, but a little bit beyond it, it's a bit rustic. A lot of things on the side of the road and stuff, and it looks like this home here, they have a gate, so nobody can go any further, which means the home that's the target of today's video is the last one on the road. Don't think there'll ever be anything over there because that's marsh over there. I think there might be a little creek over there. I'm not sure though. But anyway, this is the home that we're having interest in today. And let's walk on up to it. From a distance, it doesn't look too bad, and quite honestly, the home needs some work. The roof looks fine. I mean, from the distance and even as close up as where it is that I can see it. And videos don't really show a lot of depth or height and lows, but this is a mound system for a septic, okay? So there's a little hump here in the, maybe that shows you a little bit, yeah. In the middle of the yard. That's kind of normal for this area. Even though it's a little sandy, it's still their environmental things that they require. A lot of sand on top. And there's the actual tanks, okay, for the home. And you can see the lines leading to the tank right there, I do believe. The home, quite honestly, from here it looks a little raggedy. But this home is on stilts, meaning the underneath is usually utility anyway, and we'll see as we go in. This siding is a log siding, but you know, it might need some attention if you want to look at it a little bit. Like I said, it is a siding. You know, you got the T111 here. And then as you walk around one side, you'll see it's all T111, and this is where a air conditioner is. Now we're on the beach, so things show rust a lot earlier, and I don't know if I can find the year on this or not, but it's in the video here. You can pause it, look and see if you can find it for yourself. I mean, quickly though, I just don't see a year, but that could be me. Sometimes they're on it, sometimes they're not. Actually, I don't want to step there. It looks like it might be nailed. But yeah, there's nothing really over here. Air conditioner unit in the wall, and a little bit of lap siding there. That's because that used to be a porch, and so did this underneath, and it's been incorporated to the main building. And we'll talk about some of this here. See the cypress roots coming up? They're even underneath. So let's walk back around front. And let's start the tour from there so that we keep a, idea where we are. I could be wrong, but that looks like a pecan tree. I don't know that I see any nuts on the ground. Like I said, I could be wrong. And here's the deck. All right, we're coming underneath. This is just unsubstantial, just almost like pallets they have on the floor, but not quite. And as I said, the home is on stilts. Everything under here is raggedy. But you see, like the siding is rotten, but that's just siding. They didn't even put it on in a good way. That's 4 foot between that there, and that's all they got. That's all they did. Whoever closed it in years ago. What I like about a home that's on stilts, there's no crawl space. You can work on things easily. And as you see, your AC unit trunk is here, and some other things. I have not done any type of comparisons on the homes around here, but each home on each side of this home is much more valuable, I should say. Anyway, this was haphazardly done because normally you can't have an insured living space. Now, this concrete pad, you see it? There's a crack. It runs all the way. And it gets a little bit worse. And as it gets worse, this corner probably goes down 6 inches right here. Okay, so you know, I don't know that the posts have or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this concrete has. Who knows when they put the concrete into here. Okay, so let's step back out. Those are stairs going up. We will take those in a minute. Is this wide enough to get a vehicle in right here? Not really. You get a nice, you know, golf cart or something. It's just too narrow. It'd be mighty tight unless you got your car exactly maybe where you could get your doors. But anyway, there is a finished space down here. But let's look at it. Let's look at it. The door's kind of rough. There's a circular stair. See if I can back out a little bit. There's a circular stair going up to the main level. And you walk in and it's a bedroom. Over here, I'm saying on this side, the floor, you know, feels okay. I mean, I don't know if it's concrete like the other side. It almost feels like it. But you get right here where this pole is, okay, and it becomes flabby, becomes bouncy. I don't know if this was part of the porch system from before, because that porch does run this whole length here. Or I said the porch over there does, and if this was part of the porch and they just used the wood floor and it's bouncy. Actually, it feels like it's separated right down in here, my personal opinion, but you'd have to have it checked. Vents are running in here. Big hallway, cabinet, bathroom. See, the toilet's elevated, and you see it's a step up to it. And so is that elevated so they can get it to the septic tank. So it's probably not code or permitted. It's just been an add-on that they did, and I don't know if it was, or if it was here to begin with. It's hard to tell a home of this age if it was fine back then, you know, which means you could leave it. And the laundry, again, has been lifted so that they can drain it and do whatever. Storage closet. And this is where I was talking about. It does go out to a porch. And this porch is wavy. A little, it goes down over here, and it's bouncy over here. I don't know if you heard that or not, but you know, nice little porch, needs some work. Probably has some of those cypress or juniper stumps underneath. But this is it. And remember when we were over there, that's where the air conditioner was that I could not see a number on. You see it right there through the window. Okay, help you give some perspective. AC lines running through. I'm going to close this door. I'm going to lock it. Okay. All right. I don't know what this is. That looks like paneling and it's separating. I mean, the home needs, well, in my opinion, lots of work. And the light switch here actually runs off the socket. Okay, so let's back out. Let's go here. I'm not going to go up that little steps. I don't think I am. Nope. I've been up them already and down them. It's a little bit tough. All right, so let's go out. Close that door. And there we go. There's the dock. There's the waterfront. And looking back, trying to give you an idea. This is all decking and porch. So let's go up and check things. Now these look rough. They can probably be pressure washed and look nice, and they feel pretty sturdy. They have weathered, and you know, since they've not really been maintained, you know, they got the wide cracks in them and stuff. You know, yeah, I think they're okay. Just might need to sand them down a little bit. I don't know. But it does need some attention. And here's the outer deck. Okay. And they have closed in some of it. They replaced some boards over here. But this is that wood siding, and you see See, it's rotting. It's coming off, you know. It's seen its heyday unless somebody redoes it. And this tree, I think, is rubbing the deck. Yep, because that's real smooth and fresh, and look at the tree. Anyway, the view up here. Okay, let's go in the screened-in area. Okay, they got a rug on the floor. Exposed beams, it's just 2x6s. Going up there. There's no nothing but a roof, and that's a metal roof. I can't really see it, and I don't think I can get up there at a height. Let's see. I don't know. I may actually have to look at the video to see what that looks like, if I got anything at all. Anyway, porch. Walk in the front door. You see the lights in the back. There's the loft area and the kitchen. Okay. Exposed 2x4s means there's probably no insulation. All right. Kitchen is kind of standard. Floor, it's okay. This carpet over here is ratty. It's dirty. It's old. And I don't know, but the floor has it's not level all the way across, I don't believe. And it's also not, it doesn't have the same plane all the way across. There's a couple of dips. You can see it and feel it, but not terribly. May just need some correction. I don't know. But here's the kitchen. A bit old. They're separating, as you see. The home needs work, and I think that's it. It's, you know, you're not going to find a mansion here for the budget that this was under. Wood heat. Also has AC, which they say they have electric heat. They've turned this into a dining area. There's the stairs that go down to the that bedroom and the wash area down there. For me, that would probably be just a laundry chute. But anyway, and this, I believe this is a gun rack where they kept their guns, because it looks very simple to what we did. We just notched just a 1x and laid our guns up in it when I was a boy. Windows on the front. That loft area, that ladder, yeah, you can go up there. And there is a floor very similar to this up there, which you could put a bed up in there if you wanted to for guests, or I don't know how tall it is because I did not go totally up there. I just went to the top of the ladder so I could look. Anyway, and here's the bathroom. There you go, the second bath. One sink, there's water in it. I'm not going to mess with it. There's a toilet and a tub and the surround. And the ceiling's here about, you see that, it's kind of low. And the window out to the front. Okay. And looking back this way. Alrighty. Wood stove. I'm sure they had some nice, you know, nostalgic, or not nostalgic, what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of memory making, maybe nights here during the cold of winter, keeping that thing stoked and keeping it warm in here. Alrighty. Got a door out to the deck over there. And water. That's probably a closet, I think it is. It is. And there's access above there. That's it. And let's go into the master bedroom, which I believe it is. Could you get a king in here? Yes. Does it need some work? I don't know. You know, this room is, you know, kind of cool in its own way. But that'd be up to the person buying it. Closet on this side. Okay. Pretty ample closet. Same thing there. That was a closet with the top over there we saw in the living room. Back of the fireplace. And I think that was just sitting here. They put in here to make it look good. I don't believe it's structural at all. But that's me. You know. And maybe it was a little bit. Who knows. But Walking back out. Okay. You know, it does look like they took the time, or whoever, to darken the 2x6s to make it contrast against the beadboard up there, or I forget what we used to call it. But I can see water stains all over from all the years. I mean, would that be an issue now? I'm really not sure. This house was supposedly built in like 78, I believe, but it's just hard to tell. So let's go into the other bedroom. Wood mantle. All right. And this is the bunk room, people. It's got a bunk in it and another bed. It might be 10 by 10. Couple of windows. The ceiling again is maybe 6.5 feet. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. You know. But this is it. And walk back out. Handmade door. I actually have made one just like that for my house, but much bigger, and it's a slider. You know, we made it to be a slider like a barn door. Okay. I hope this is giving you enough look of the inside, because we're going to go outside and talk about out there a little bit. Okay. Come back out here. And instead of going down this stairs this time, there's a stair over here on the waterfront side we're going to go down. Okay. Like I said, the deck feels okay. No real concerns to me for here. Alrighty. I didn't notice this before. That's a slider. Alrighty. Green grass, sort of. And now we're in Mann Harbor, and there is sand here on the waterfront. I keep wanting to say beach, but this property doesn't really have beach. You got sand. The property line runs right through here, and I think it stops somewhere right in here. You can tell, I think. And see, that is beach, but this is not. But we got the sand, okay? It's almost like being on the beach. And I don't know what's in that. Just looks like a pile of brush. Could it be cleaned up to make the yard more expansive? Maybe so. This is looking at the house from the back view. And it's got lap siding back here. This is a home someone really needs to see more in person, especially if we're looking at a project. Let's walk on up on the deck here. The deck felt pretty solid earlier. There's a little bit of racking going on. And well, it's not riprap, but it looks like, wastage, when they tore up places and they were looking to get rid of concrete, they put it all on the banks. That's what this is. It's concrete. You can see the cinder blocks in here type of thing. But it does the job. It keeps the bank from washing away. Same thing over here. Over here they did jetties. That's what's caused the beach. They actually make a beach. But I forget what the issues are with those, that they're hard to keep maintained and keep a beach. Anyway, sometimes I talk too much. Anyway, walking out on the dock area. It's like I said, it feels pretty sturdy. But it does right here want to twist a little bit. Still feels solid though. Come on out to the main deck area. It looks nice. It feels pretty good. There's a lot of newer wood on here. This could easily, to my opinion, I don't know though. You'd have to check it out. Get something up here to cast some shade so you could just sit out here on the evenings. You got an area to pull your boat up to, and tie it off. It actually looks like somebody may at one time or something might have had a boat lift in here. It's hard to say. At least a certain poundage, and that you'd have to investigate. I was out here about 30 minutes ago, and there were what we call jumping mullets everywhere. Jumping. the water's also changed a little bit, and so is the wind direction as to these swells. I don't know if you saw that one or not, but that was one jumping. But to try to get our bearings and to talk a little more about the property, we came up from this way, and there's the back of the house. You see this home. You know the value's got to be much more than that one. And what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots down is the other home. Its value's got to be a lot more than this one. And there's another home over there. I can't quite see it because of the sun. But my point is could an investment be made in this and make it worth it? Maybe so. That would take an individual who has the time to think it up and do it and compare the price of buying it, what they could get it for. But getting back to where we're at, if I remember right, right over there is Roanoke Island, and over there is the Outer Banks. You know, Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil Hills, all that way up that way. And when you go that way straight, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it looks like, you know, the water goes on past the horizon. That's the Currituck Sound area. And if you go around a little bit, or however it is, that's the Albemarle Sound. Mainly fresh, some fish just jumped. Mainly fresh coming around, and the closer you get to, you know, this area and the Outer Banks, the more brackish and salty it gets, okay? So, but that's where it is. Could you take a boat, get a boat and go to Manio? Sure, why not? You know, and go over to Jockey's Ridge area? Sure, why not? Okay. Oh, stepping off the edge there. Okay, so I hope I have covered everything on this. If I remember right, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and currently this home is listed at $395. We are maybe 25 minutes to the beach, you know, just because we're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Mann Harbor is much closer to the beach, but we had to come through Mann Harbor to come here. And that may be what some people are looking for, and it may be a little bit too far for others. I'm trying to think before I close this out, is there anything else I need to mention? And maybe that's just where I'll point out, just to make me think. See how that's the porch? And then on the bottom, I was saying the floor was a little bouncy. Yeah, I think that was porch too, and they just maybe used the same flooring. I don't know, you know, just to try and expand the room. But it's pretty basic, you know, layout upstairs. All right, well, I hope this does what you need. Otherwise, we can ask questions and get some things figured out. Check in another day.